What is there to figure out? The problem is what the problem is. You know the problem. You know what caused the problem. You know how big of a problem. And you don't want the problem in your life anymore. It's time to get it out. But you're waiting for that problem to become a solution, and nowhere in your life has that ever been what worked the way that you needed it to. But you continue to try it. Try to stay, try to deal with it, try to change it, try to figure out the why and what of yourself is necessary to better live with the problem. When what is really needed is you. You need to accept it. You need to stop. You need to speak up. You need to walk away. You need to go. But you didn't do any of that because you try to do anything but recognize and respond to the reality of how much of a problem it really is. And the problem ain't why the problem happened. The problem is, why do you feel such a need to know? Why do you spend so much energy, effort, and everything that you have to try to have it happen the way that you wanted it to? And when it still don't work out, you work harder and worry more trying to wish or wait your way around all the warnings that you had. But you knew the way that this was going to go by the way that it was already going. That's why you're mad. Because you had an out. You had options. You had more than enough of a reason to not make this so onerous, but the onus was on you. You could have gone about your way, processed your hurt, and had an opportunity to get over it. But you overthought, overreacted, overestimated your opinion, and didn't go off. You stayed on board, played along. As dumb and dangerous as the problem was, you decided to shoulder it. The problem is your ego, your pride. You wanting to prove everyone that told you it wasn't right, wrong. You found yourself in the hole and you decided it was best to keep digging. Instead of admitting that you needed to give up, instead of getting some help. You keep talking about the trauma, the trouble, and the trial that you've taken on time and time again, but you ain't telling the whole truth. Like how much of it you did to yourself. Because you know the answer. You know what's right and what's not. You know what hurts, what's holding you back, what he or she did, what is wrong about being here. You know the hell that you're going through to be nothing near happy, what happened to your hope, and what you hate about feeling and being helpless. The real problem is that you're not giving yourself the consideration, the confidence, or the compassion that you desire and deserve. And here's a fact. It's hard to heal being selfless. Sometimes the answer is to be selfish. The solution is doing what has to be done. No matter what you did, you get to do better. You get to do more. Sometimes you even get to do it over. But if you don't do right by yourself right now, you're going to regret it when there's nothing that you can do about it. And you don't want that to be what you do when you get older. When wisdom teaches you that you only had one life and you should have lived it. Instead, you had allegiance, listened to, and played follow the leader with losers that weren't going nowhere. You were being led astray. You were alive, but you did not live. You suffered, struggled, stagnated, and did a bunch of stupid, just to be able to say that you did a bunch of stupid, you took a bunch of risks, but what about what you did not give? By giving yourself the chance to be more effective, more intentional, more appreciative, more present and aware. You shouldn't have to be given only a few more of anything to live, to get the message to be and do more with your life, to realize the present that was there. And the whole time you should have tried, said, went, asked, did, accepted, forgave, connected, built, messed up, made up, moved on, removed, replaced, or repeated according to what you require so that you could really have your best life possible, or at the very least, to give yourself the best chance to. If you ain't doing that, then what are you doing? And what is there to think about? You already know the answer.